So I was approached by Pan Macmillan, the publishers, last year. It was their brainchild, this idea of the series called The Youngsters. The idea is it plays off the elders, the organisation of elder authorities in the world, and we wanted young people and their voices. And what it really does is challenge the stereotype of publishing and breaks the mold, because it's fresh and it's different and it's not highbrow and it's not literature, it's more accessible. So we sat down and we had a long list of names of who we could have as authors, and we whittled it down and eventually came up with this 5. Well, we wanted them to be popular, we wanted them to be recognisable, a big social media following. We wanted people to want to hear their voices on young people issues. We wanted people who had their fingers on the pulse of the youth of the country. And that's the reason we've gone for this 5. And we went to them and we asked them if they'd write books for us, and they all said yes. They all agreed, which is great.
It's about like stuff that funny happened to me, and then I tie it into like what I think it means now. It's about like, you know, the debates that are always happening amongst us, between us, with us. It's about that, and a few stories about my mom. She was like hilarious. Do you know what it is? It's social commentary. Just, you know, like the way you sit with your friends, like go name it, just like make comments, like that's what it is. It's a laugh. You read it when you want to laugh. It's not gonna change your life. You're not gonna want to like climb Mount Everest when you're done reading it. It's not like a motivational. Yes, you can. But, you know, it's fun. It's who I am. It's Anele. We are Nazi. Then you'll see what it's about.
Well, my book is about a lot of stuff. I write about a lot of things. There's one of them, I write about I think the beginning, I talk about where I come from, my grandfather and my grandmother. And then the second thing, I write about things that black people, things that are fake smiles. I write about fake smiles, white women and fake smiles. I write about fathers, that we shouldn't be like our fathers, which means let's not abandon our kids when we have children. I talk about, there's so many things I talk about. Do you know what it is though, for me, like in my arrogant opinion, it's like, you know when someone talks to you and they say, well, in my humble opinion, they never say that humbly at all. It's always like, actually, the substance to that, in my humble opinion, is actually in my arrogant opinion, because they are challenging you to dare dispute what they say. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's why I was like, you know, let me be honest and open about how everybody actually ever feels when they say in my humble opinion, because it's never a humble opinion. It never is. So that's why I chose that.
The book is a collection or a series of reflections that I've made. It's certain ideas that I have at this point in time about the world, whether it's politics, leadership, family, black economic empowerment, for example, and what it means to be South African, and also what I think African countries should be looking at. So a whole hodgepodge of ideas that have been turning around in my head. You know, it's not an academic read. I'm not going to be going into economic theory 101 per se, but just, I suppose, a reflection of how I feel about certain things in my world at this point.
Well, the book is about history and how we've come to agree on it. Because nobody is ever interested or agreed on South African history, and we thought it was about time that they did.
So we wrote the definitive guide. The definitive guide to history. Germs.
We actually had a different title. Our title was The Youth Are Revolting. And then they thought that would alienate the target market. I'm using a marketing term there, I don't know what it means. But then Gillian came up with an even better title. Long Walk to a Free Ride.
Okay.
Some people feel like it's offensive to Mandela. But as white people, everyone knows white people love Mandela more than Jesus, more than skinny cappuccinos, more than money, more than everything.
No, not money.
Not money. Sorry, not money. Because money, Mandela, then Jesus, then
Skinny cappuccino.
skinny. Thank you.
My book focuses on the music business and my life, within the scope of the music business, starting from when I was a young boy, my passion for music, where it began, and also some of the trials and tribulations I faced in getting signed as an artist, recording my first album, dating my first model, which ended badly, and everything in between,